Tonight on Sports Sunday, what a week for the Astros.
Got him!
I can't believe we just added Zack Greinke.
They stunned the baseball world on trade deadline day.
Then it's the other acquisitions who make history.
A four-pitcher combined no-hitter.
I'm Ari Alexander live in Green Bay with the Texans. They're going to hit the field 3 times against the Packers this week, and it's a homecoming for a pair of Texans right here at Lambeau Field.
And a Houston and Texas legend is in the house. VY Vince Young. His thoughts on the Houston Texans, Tom Herman's Longhorns, and his upcoming College Football Hall of Fame induction.
Time to get up as high as you can. Sports Sunday starts right now.
Live from KPRC Channel 2, this is Sports Sunday, presented by Nissan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sports Sunday. Randy Wex Laney here in studio. Ari's in Green Bay with the Texans. We'll get to him live in a few minutes to get ready for the Texans' big week.
But what a weekend for the Astros. As you saw, the pitchers continue to roll. And yes, they swept the Mariners right out of town. And Greinke hasn't even debuted yet.
Yeah, and as you guys just saw, Vince Young in studio. Always a lot of fun with him, so you don't want to miss that conversation coming up later.
Looking forward to that. Let's get to the Astros' big news downtown. I mean, what a several-day stretch now for these guys. Taking on the Mariners, looking for the sweep. Verlander goes to work. It's Omar Narvaez swinging right there. Domingo Santana looking. A couple of quick Ks to start off his day. Then in the second, Kyle Seager could take a seat. Strikeout number 200 on the year for Verlander. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts.
A little bit of offense. Bottom of the fourth. Scoreless until Jordan Alvarez is at the plate. That means the run's going to score. His double to deep right gets Breckman over to third. Now the run's going to score because Carlos Correa pounds it about 60 feet down the line, and they've got no play to make. 1-0 Stros.
Then check this out. 7th inning. Joe Smith is in from the bullpen. And the man can jump. He snares that one. Astros win it 3-1. Now 73-40 on the season. The pitching continues to dominate.
I thought we pitched extremely well. I mean, that goes without saying, just given the results. It's a really good stretch for us, obviously.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. I think you just kind of stay in your own lane and try to keep doing what's making you great, but at the same time you appreciate everything that's going on around you.
They're incredible. They pound the zone. They work fast. They give us a chance to win every time out.
Fly ball, center field. Josh Reddick calls off Jake Marisnick. The Astros have done it. The 2019 magic continues.
What a moment last night. Aaron Sanchez in his Astros debut. He just delivered 6 no-hit innings. Then the bullpen finished it off. 12 times the Astros have tossed a no-hitter, and last night the second combined no-no for the franchise.
It's been an unbelievable 48 hours, and for today to end like it did, I'm so happy.
I was aware of the situation, but I didn't really feel any extra pressure. Throwing the 7th, it's we're not quite to the end of the road yet.
I mean, the 7th is nothing, but the 8th is just
being able to finish this, and with these group of guys, is something that's going to live on forever.
All right, now to the only new guy who was not involved in the no-hitter, the prize ad. That would be Zack Greinke, who they got last week in that big trade. That's the big news. I mean, Jeff Luna, is there anything he can't do when it comes to making trade deadline deals? Another huge addition. This team is going to be unbelievable.
Set the entire Major League Baseball world on its head. And as I said on the radio throughout the week since they did it on Wednesday, the Astros are the Yankees. They're making the deals the Yankees used to make. They're the team everyone kind of wants to hate.
Let's talk about Greinke. What's your take there, Laney, on this addition? I mean, to an already unbelievable starting rotation.
Okay, well, baseball aside, he's a man of very few words. We learned that at his press conference.
Yeah, he didn't say much.
Yeah, but Verlander talked about him today. You see them there talking. He talked about just how much they've already gotten to know each other. Talked that entire game that he was first here in Houston. So they talked about things even more than baseball. And what he does is he just brings even more of a competitive nature to this pitching staff, which, as we know, is only going to make everyone else better.
Yeah, he's going to make his Astros debut Tuesday night against Colorado there at Minute Maid Park. Of course, he joins a stacked rotation, as I mentioned. Wade Miley, who's really flying under the radar right now, continues doing his thing. Now the league's best, so far one of the league's best, while Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole are dominating as well. Verlander picking up his 15th win. So kind of leads us to a little conversation now, Cy Young related, between Cole and Verlander.
These guys are it. no offense to Charlie Morton, but these guys are at the front of the line. They've been doing it for a long time, all season. Verlander started a little bit hotter than Cole. Cole's picked it up, and now Verlander is following him. So let's go to the numbers and see what's cooking for these two guys, and it's pretty good stuff. You look at Verlander and Cole, they're ranked first or second in 3 of these 4 categories. Both have been unbeatable lately. Verlander's won his last 5 starts. Cole's gone 13 straight starts without a loss.
All right, so you've got stacked rotation. You've got Brad Peacock maybe coming back. He's been dealing with that injury. He could be a 5th guy. You've got Sanchez, who just threw the 6-inning no-hit baseball last night. Is there any weakness?
Well, I imagine the guy who gave up no hits,
the staff in general,
will stay in the rotation. Peacock going to get another rehab start and likely targeted for bullpen work.
I was promised therapy puppies. I haven't found them yet, but we're looking. They said they were going to help me work on my words per joke analytics, so I'm trying to get the department going on that. And we messed up a handshake in the shower already. Oh, maybe that's too much. I went in for the fist bump. He went in for the... it was all...
Those were the quips from Joe Biagini on his first day there, as he kind of felt like it was open mic night. So then he's part of a no-hitter, but then he didn't bring his A game to the podium last night.
I threw one that was a shortened game, 5 innings. I was 15, and the opponent team was 12. So I'm pretty proud of that one. I've also watched one on TV. But I did skip my post-game cry, which is part of my routine I usually do. I was hoping everybody was going to do a shirtless thing, but that's,
After I shot the opening press conference and saw this, I was trying to do my best to get the reaction of his teammates. And on night 2, there was no reaction.
Yeah, I said Greinke was a man of few words. He's not so much.
I mean,
he's
give
kind
it
of
a
the
mic.
opposite.
He's thanking the media. He's going
to make it fun.
Good stuff. All right, the Astros off tomorrow. Back at it Tuesday at Minute Maid Park. Fans shut out of training camp for a couple of years, finally back where they belong. Those with tickets got to take in Texans workouts this past week over at NRG Park. They've got a few more opportunities, but you have to have the golden ticket to make it inside those gates.
Obviously, thousands did. And it turns out yesterday's was the last practice for 3rd-year running back D'Onta Foreman, waived this morning.
Yeah, he had struggled with his return from that Achilles injury last year. But here's what O'Brien said about Foreman just 8 days ago.
I have high expectations for him. I think that he's a talented guy. I know he wants to do well. He's got a chance to be a really good football player, and I think if he's healthy and consistent and showing up day to day and putting the work in, he's got a chance to be good. And so I have high expectations for him.
All right, so that's what makes this morning's move somewhat surprising, saying goodbye to the Texas City native and the former Longhorns running back. He played in just 1 game last season, and despite coming to camp in better shape, simply did not impress the coaching staff, or more importantly, Bill O'Brien, enough to keep him around. I was shocked when I saw this. I know he was under the microscope by Bill O'Brien, but I thought he would last longer in training camp to try to prove himself.
I don't think there's any doubt not impressing the coach Bill O'Brien or the GM Bill O'Brien. The mistake, though, for the Texans, they didn't do anything to account for this. They knew this was a possibility. They didn't draft a running back, didn't sign a veteran running back.
And you have to wonder if special teams comes into play with this decision, because O'Brien's been preaching that every time that backup running back spot gets brought up. He said, hey, they've got to be willing to contribute in the kicking game, and it just makes you wonder if there was someone he thought could do that better.
Everybody in the running back room is better than D'Onta Foreman in special teams. I think she's right.
Well, they're going to get looks this week in Green Bay.
We will see. Now, the real work actually is about to start to begin, an extended training camp road trip to bang heads with somebody else.
Yeah, after 8 practices in the Houston Heat, the team flew to Green Bay today, and they will now get to evaluate their squad on someone else's turf.
All right, joint workout to the next couple of days with the Green Bay Packers. Ari Alexander will handle the coverage. He joins us live now from outside historic Lambeau Field. Hey, Ari.
Hey guys, yeah, this is it's pretty cool here. Lambeau Field, one of the most legendary stadiums in all of the world of football. And since we are in Wisconsin, I thought we'd eat some cheese here. We're going to start with the classic cheddar. So, all right. Anyway, the Texans will practice tomorrow morning. They'll practice Tuesday Morning, getting that cheese down. Practice tomorrow morning and Tuesday morning. They're also going to play a game on Thursday against the Packers. There's two guys in the Texans that have grown up near here. J.J. Watt is just 2 hours away from Pewaukee, Wisconsin, and then rookie tackle Max Sharping. He's from right here in Green Bay. They're pretty excited to be home.
I mean, obviously, I grew up watching him, watching Reggie White, Antonio Freeman, all those guys. I mean, there were some unbelievable years there. And so to be able to meet him and have some conversations with him and talk ball, it was pretty special. It was a cool day. It's going to be very cool. It'll be an exciting time. Obviously, I haven't gone up there as a kid, and now being able to go back as a player.
Obviously, it's not every day that you play in your hometown, so it's pretty amazing that I get that opportunity. I think just the atmosphere of being around a team with that amount of legacy, it's pretty amazing to be around something like that when you're growing up. It really builds your love for the game.
J.J. Watt was saying that he didn't get to spend too much time as a kid at Packers training camp, and he's looking forward to ride the bikes into training camp if he can, which we'll see what happens here. They moved training camp from about 10 minutes away from Lambeau. It's just going to be right over here next to Lambeau Field.
Hey, Art, before we let you go, first of two joint workouts that start tomorrow with Aaron Rodgers, of course, on the other side. It's going to be a good test for the defense. Anything specific you're going to be looking for when the Texans ones are on the field against Rodgers?
Well, I think the secondary is the thing that you're going to want to look at, especially with how much they struggled last year, 28th in pass defense. And if you have the opportunity this early to get tested by a guy who is this good in Aaron Rodgers, I think it'll really show how much they've gelled over these first couple weeks of training camp if they can, do anything against Rodgers, because we all know what he can do.
All right, good stuff. Your coverage starts tomorrow. They work out in the morning. We'll see you online, click2houston.com, and, of course, over the air live with Texans reports from Green Bay. Good stuff. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, thanks, man.
All right, and still to come on Sports Sunday, I go one-on-one with a college football Hall of Famer now. VY has moved back to Houston. Hear his take on the Longhorns, Texans, and what all he's doing to give back to the Houston community.
Plus, we're taking a trip on campus. We love to do that around here. Football camp's officially open. Tour stops at U of H and Rice, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Southern. They're next. Stick around.
5 guys that are taking reps right now, and gosh, 3 of them played in football games for us last year, and the other 2 are unbelievably talented newcomers. There's just absolutely nobody that we're going to point to and say he doesn't have a chance or he's the guy right now. We're going to give him a chance to win this thing. It's going to be a meritocracy.
I always love a quarterback battle. Welcome back to Sports Sunday. Rice head coach Mike Bloomgren talking about a 5-man quarterback battle as they prepare for year number 2 under Bloomgren.
That must mean it's football season. First practice is now in the books. Let's take the tour. We're moving on over to the University of Houston. I was there last night with the Cougars, a new head coach, Dana Holgorsen. His teams opened things up on their nice outdoor fields, and then, of course, the Lightning arrived. But that's okay. They just moved things inside. Holgorsen knows the team will go just as far Derek King can take them.
I'm still coaching him. I'm still trying to get him to understand that he's the most valuable guy that we have on this practice field right now. And if he's on the sidelines with an injury, he's not going to do us any good. So we got to be smart how we play. I don't want to take away what makes him great.
Opener against Oklahoma. It's also returned to Houston for Clarence McKinney. First year for McKinney as head coach at TSU. His return to his hometown after many years coaching around the city. Now ready to make his mark with the Tigers.
We have one goal, one message, one slogan for our team, and that's to do your job. If each guy does his job, we feel like we'll be pretty successful.
Do your job. It's a pretty good line. I've heard that. Tom Herman put the guys on the field to start the new season on Friday. Tremendous expectations on the Horns, including a preseason top 10 ranking. A lot of their quarterback, Sam Ehlinger's shoulders, a lot of their team's success will rest there and on Herman to improve off of their 10-4 season.
Certainly missed assignments and poor technique here and there, and we're okay with that. That's as long as they're sticking their foot in the ground and running and going as hard as they can, that's a successful practice in practice number 1.
And a similar story in Aggie land with Jimbo Fisher's Aggies coming off a nice initial season a year ago and returning one of the SEC's top talents at quarterback. That would be Kellen Mond. The coach's preseason poll slots the Aggies right behind the Longhorns at number 11. Here's Jimbo.
Find the best 11 on each side, and then find their backups. I'm serious. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, we got to figure out who we are, what we can do, who we can count on, and what we do daily, and who's going to be the guys you can count on day in, day out.
Tough schedule for the Aggies at Clemson September 7th, and they host Alabama on October 12th. All right, now let's toss it over to Lainey. She's with College Football Hall of Famer and, of course, Houston legend Vince Young. Lainey?
Thanks, guys. Vince, welcome back to Houston. Excited to be back home?
I'm definitely happy to be home. It's always good to be back in where it all started. Houstonians, H-Town is where it all started at, baby.
And you have some exciting stuff coming up this month, some ways you're looking to get back in the community and give back. Tell me a little bit about that.
Basically, we're doing some stuff with Ronald McDonald House. Got word that they was, a little low in the pantry on some food and things like that. And a good friend of mine, Mike West, called me out and reached out to me and said, hey, Vince, let's do what we do. Let's make sure we can get these babies something to eat over here. And then I'm doing my first jamboree with football teams in the community, trying to bring everybody together before the season starts.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So you're Madison High School product.
Yeah.
You've talked before about growing up in a community that maybe didn't have all the resources that you wanted it to.
Yeah.
Is that why you're really wanting to get back in here and give these kids some things that you didn't have?
Yeah, I mean, Steve McNair was one of my mentors growing up. Before he passed away, he engraved in me, man, make sure you always give back to the community. And me being from a low poverty area, you always get those people that's hating on you, never saying that you're not going to play quarterback, you're not going to go to college. I just want to make sure these young kids understand you can do anything is possible. I left in 2002.
Yeah.
And that's a long time ago. It's 2019, about to be 2020. So I'm just happy to be back home and can put my stamp and kind of finish my legacy how I want it. Going to the College Hall of Fame this year, later on this year. I mean, everything is just falling into play.
So you mentioned the College Football Hall of Fame. That'll be at the end of football season in December when you'll be inducted. You went 30-2 at Texas, which is just, that's mind-blowing. What kind of an honor is that for you and kind of an exciting moment at this point in your life?
Well, for one, it's a blessing from God for giving me the opportunity to play the game, for one. And then this is my family, man. Just being the first to graduate from college, to start that trend in my family. Now my son is talking about he wants to go to Texas. My daughter, they already saying hook 'em and things like that. So to start that trend and then to finish off with a College Hall of Fame, it hasn't hit me yet. I was talking to one of my teammates, Selwyn Young. He's like, bro, that's big, bro. I'm like, is it? And then you got people calling me legends. You got people calling me, I'm like, whoa. And my mom, the gray hair is coming out, but slow down, baby. But at the same time, it's just a blessing.
So you plan to make it to some Texas games this year? And what are kind of your initial thoughts on this season's team?
Man, I'm definitely going to be there to support all the time, man. I'm a Longhorn. I bleed orange. So you cut me, you can see it come out my arm. I'm going to always be there to support, man. That's my little brother. So I mentor him. I'm proud of Sam Ellinger right now. He has that it factor, that VY, silliness, and the guys are feeding around, and as well as Tom Herman, man. He's doing a really good job.
So you know all about what it takes to be a college football quarterback, also NFL. What are your thoughts on Deshaun Watson? He's brought so much excitement to the city of Houston.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it this year. I mean, being a Houstonian, I'm a Titans guy, so we play the same conference, so we go at it. But sometimes me and Deshaun Watson cross paths, and I always tell him, man, I'm very proud of you. Keep up the great work, man. Make sure you let your coaches know that you are getting more mature. So put more on your plate. You got really good guys around him. You got Miller, you got Hopkins.
I was gonna say, how much would you have loved to have a guy like Hopkins that you're passing to every game?
Man,
he 0 drops last season.
Exactly.
He didn't have a single drop.
So me and him had an autograph signing a while back, and I told him, like, dude, you lucky I didn't play with you. We would have showed up and pulled up. So in the same time, I'm very proud of the team. I'm glad the direction that they're going in.
Your two things coming up, you're really getting involved with the Ronald McDonald House and then your Jamboree. What are some ways that people can get involved if they want to help you in your efforts to give back in the Houston community?
Well, you can go to 10vinceyoung.com. That's my official website. We have pretty much everything on there from that you can sign up and get your team involved with the Jamboree. So everything is online.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Houston. Everybody's glad to have you back.
H-Town, we back, baby.
Great conversation. Good to see VY in the house. Hey, still ahead on Sports Sunday, we spotlighted this young man, double amputee and Houston resident Calder Hodge, and his dream of becoming an NFL quarterback. Well, you got to see what that's like. We'll show you coming up. All All right, welcome back to Sports Sunday. We're all back to run through some of the things that are a must-see from this past week. We always have good stuff. Starting last night, how about a trip out to Constellation Field in Sugar Land? This is pretty good stuff.
All right, looks like there's something about to happen. The batter just got hit. The chirping starts, and it is on. Let's all push and shove. Typical baseball fight. They do end up near the stands. It stops, it starts. They end up back near the stands again. But again, it's mostly just pushing and shoving. You see a takedown there, and here, finally some punches. Take a look right in the middle of all the traffic right there, and you see, yep, rabbit punches. Cheap business right there. They'll get it all straightened out.
I love a minor league brawl. I love that.
All right, I know you guys remember this very special young man. Last year I did a story on him, Calder Hodge, now 14 years old, and despite being a double amputee, he is beating all odds. Truly one of the most inspiring and motivated individuals I've ever encountered. He has big dreams, including, as we told you when I did the story, one day becoming the first double amputee to play in the NFL. Well, over the weekend, he got his first real taste of what that would be like. The Detroit Lions invited him to training camp, and he didn't just stand by and watch. Check it out. He got on the field. And
this is during camp.
This is during camp, and check out this pass.
Look at that
touchdown. Isn't that incredible?
That was about a 30-yard pass.
14-year-old throwing a pass like that on an NFL field. Awesome.
Way to go, Calder.
Way to go, Calder.
Yeah,
that's awesome stuff.
And he's a Texans fan. Maybe come out.
Yeah, he needs to go to Texans training camp.
Texans,
I think.
you got to bring him out. Different fun story here. Baker Mayfield spotted on the screen at an Indians game. He sips his first beer and chugs his second after biting a hole in it. He's going to be very, very popular.
What was he thinking? Look how fired up he is. What's up with his mustache, by the way?
He needs to get rid of that.
That needs to go away. That needs to go away.
We'll be back.
He's got some
wrap it all up. Welcome back to Sports Sunday, and an unfortunate end of the road for the Post Oak Little Leaguers. Down 5 in the final inning. Had the bases loaded, but no dice, so no repeat trip to Williamsport. Congrats, though, on a great run.
And that does it for tonight. I think we're out of time.
Astros are off, and tomorrow back at it Tuesday. Texans and Green Bay covers tomorrow.